I've always wanted to do that where you just start the video and then see someone pulling down a backdrop and then cut to me sitting here talking. It's not as cool as I thought it'd be. Anywho, it's been 11 months since I quit my job and started a photo and video company full time. And here's some stuff I learned about working for myself. One of the main things you learn when you're working for yourself is you're your toughest and worst boss. What's funny is my first job ever, I was a farmhand on a dairy farm, and I worked for the farmer. And he always said that he is his toughest boss and always will be, and sometimes he hates his boss. He hates himself. And I used to laugh. I was 15. I laughed at that. And then I got the job. I started this, and actually, I'm still friends with the farmer, and he said, again, you're your toughest and your worst boss at the same time. And it's true. Why? Why do you say that? Because I'm not a perfectionist, but I'm the most perfectionist when it's come to the company that I'm starting and the business that I'm starting and the product that I'm putting out. Like, it's taking a lot for me right now as a video and photographer, because everyone is nowadays, but I'm recording a video on an iPhone and I'm recording audio on an iPhone. I don't have a professional setup. Granted, I have lights, I have a backdrop, but I'm just saying, like, it could be more perfect than it is. But I know I'm gonna get it done this way. You hear the cliche term, time is money, and it's true. I don't wanna waste my time during the day editing a video for YouTube when I could be doing something else. Now, granted, this could blow up. Who knows? Probably not. But right now, I'm recording on the phone. Boom. There's semi-trucks driving by all day, so it may sound like gunshots and earthquakes. That's the name of my next album, Gunshots and Earthquakes. I like it. Another thing about working for yourself is not having a regular 8 to 5 means you're going to work way more than that. I'm 11 months in and I still don't have a normal routine. That's partly because of the photo business. I thought, let's rewind. I finally have a studio for the first time in my life. Since 2009, I have been using rooms, parks, anywhere I could find to set up backdrops just to do shoots. And I finally have my own place. And finally getting my own studio. And by the way, this is a whole separate story. It used to be a car shop and car wash, and I've just low-key been turning it into a studio. I thought, now I can work normal hours and have the evenings and weekends to myself, and it's the opposite. I work normal hours during the day, 8 to 5, and then I take people's pictures after 5 because they get off of work at 5. So I work basically 2 jobs. So you get used to it. It's just better to expect it than not expect it. That was the biggest surprise for me. I work weekends because of weddings. That's when most people are available. And then evenings. So during the day, I'm prepping. I'm doing marketing, which I should be doing more, but I'm editing a ton. And I am strategizing, search engine optimization. I am working on new minis, pricing options, working as a business with taxes and being an LLC. That's another thing. Taxes. Right now I'm paying quarterly taxes. And what was it? September, I finally had my first, where I was in the green, where I made more than I spent. And all that and more went to paying taxes for quarterly taxes. It's a kick in the cajones, so be prepared for it. I'm a dreamer. I knew it wasn't going to be hard, but also did not anticipate it being this crazy. I've been doing photo and video as a hard side hustle since 2015. So 6 years now? It's 2021, even though it's full-time now. And I officially became an LLC this year, not realizing I needed to do that and claim taxes separately and what you pay to become an LLC. And on top of that, let's talk about this. This is where you're going to realize I'm just a kid pretending to be an adult, is when I found out this place was for rent, I was like, okay, I can afford that. We went all in. We signed a 2-year lease. We were excited about it. And then I forgot I have to pay utilities. And the utilities are almost as much as the rent. So each month you kind of have to figure that out. So remember that when you find a place to rent, you also need to pay for utilities, and that's crazy expensive sometimes. Like right now there's no heat in this garage. So I got 2 heaters running. That doesn't help with electricity. A lot of my lights are LED, so I'm not too worried about the electric there. But it's a big, I'll have to show you a tour sometime. This is a big garage, but the next garage is even bigger. So big I can't even get it set up yet because I don't have the time or the manpower. But soon. What else I wish I knew about starting my own business is when you start from the bottom, it's rough. Started from the bottom, now we're here. My goal is to get here eventually. And it's by word of mouth. That's what it is. That most of my clientele, I'd say 99% is by word of mouth. And how does that happen? I'm going to tell you something. This is what's going to ruffle feathers. A lot of pros on YouTube will say, don't do work for free. Don't sell yourself short. Most of my clientele has been from free work that I offered when I first started 6 years ago. Free work, free offerings is the long game. It's not going to get you rich quick. It's not going to get you famous quick. But what it does is it builds up your client army, your clients that return to you on a regular basis. Like, for example, yesterday, I just did a maternity session of someone I did senior pictures for 5 years ago. I did free senior pictures for them 5 years ago with no profit then. But now they just bought a maternity session, and hopefully that turns into a newborn session. Then that turns into 1 year smash cakes. And then that goes all the way up to senior pictures, and then engagement, and then weddings. And it's the circle of life. Offering your services for free, if you could get past your pride, is one of the best things you can do, at least for me in marketing, because I don't look good on paper. I don't look good on a resume. It's when you meet me is when I'm like, hey, I'm Luke. You want a tickle fight? Note to self, don't offer to tickle fight your clients. It gets super awkward super fast. And my final thought for starting your own business, and this is going to sound sad, so cue the sad music. Perfect. Starting your business is lonely. Working for yourself is lonely. Especially when you're a creative, if you don't have other creatives around to bounce ideas off of, you're living in your head a lot. You're trial and erroring a lot, which is great. That's how you learn. But when there's a deadline to pay bills, when there's a deadline of I need to make this much and you fail on something, you feel alone in that boat on the ocean of all these other entrepreneurs, all these other business starters. But no, there's a lot of people online that are willing to help, that share their own experiences, like this guy who shaved his beard now looks like someone he doesn't even know. I wake up in the morning and say, who am I? Look at my wife and I say, who did you marry? Not everyone starts their own business, so they can't add their experience to what you're experiencing. And that's okay. But if you have someone to bounce your ideas off of, to vent to, that helps a ton. I woke up this morning saying I wanted to make this video. I hadn't thought about it. I didn't script it. And I figured I'd just talk to you because I think I'm going to start making content that I've looked for, that I want to look for, that I will look for, and hopefully someone else out there does too. If not, no biggie. I know I have a lot of ideas that no one else likes or tries, and that's okay, but that's me. And even if this helps one person, boom, that's what we're here for. That's why we get put in the places we do. For example, I went through cancer, esophageal cancer. They took out my esophagus. They moved my stomach up into my chest. And that sucked. That was horrible. But I went through it and I made it through. And I've been able to talk to so many people that have actually gone through or going through currently the same thing I do. And that's my big thing in life is like, we all have a journey. We all are called to go through these obstacles of life. And partly it's because so we can help other people. And if there wasn't someone there to help you when you went through it, you get to be that someone to help someone else that was in the same position you were. And I think that plays a big part into starting your own business too. All right, that's all I have for today. If you have any questions about starting your own business, or I may not have run into it all yet because I'm only 11 months in, but feel free to let me know and I will address them in another video or something. Yep, all right, I'll catch you on the flippy flop. I'm gonna get close now. There we go. I'm gonna click stop at the same time to help sync these together. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Luke's brainchunks.